Hey, how's it going? My name is Neve from Taylor Marketing, and I want to take you through this free mini training on how you should be setting up and structuring your Facebook ad campaigns. The reason that I'm making this training is because this is one of the main things that I see a lot of business owners get wrong whenever they are trying to set up and manage their Facebook ad campaigns. And I'm going to show you the way that a lot of business owners do set up their campaigns, and I'm going to explain why that doesn't work. And that's why a lot of business owners, when they're running their Facebook ad campaigns, they think that Facebook ads don't work for them. And in the structure that I'm going to show you guys is a structure where it eliminates any guesswork, okay? It's a structure that lets you buy the data. And so whenever it comes to actually managing your Facebook ads, you'll know exactly which ones to turn off, and you'll know exactly which ones to keep on or even spend more money on, okay? So what I'm gonna do in this quick training is quickly have a little look at the theory and talk you through the components of a Facebook ad campaign. And then I'm going to show you how I would go ahead and set up the structure in the actual ads manager itself. Okay, so I'll not keep you too long on the theory front, but we're going to dive into it just very quickly so that everybody understands what I'm doing in the ads manager. So let's get into it. Okay, so let's take a look at your Facebook ad structure. Now, when we're talking about structuring your Facebook ad campaigns, it's important that you understand the actual structure of the ad campaign itself. Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through these three main components that make up your actual Facebook ad campaign. So at the first level, or the first part of your Facebook ad campaign, we have the campaign level, okay? And your campaign level is basically where you're telling Facebook what your goal is. And it's also known as the Facebook ad objective. What's your objective? What is your goal for this Facebook ad campaign? Are you wanting engagement? Are you wanting more sales for your business? Are you wanting to build brand awareness? Components like that, that's what you'll be choosing at the very start, okay? Then we've got the second part of the Facebook ad campaign. This is actually my favorite part of all three of them. And this is the ad set level. And the ad set level, very basically, is just your audience and who you're targeting and where you're targeting them, okay? And at this level, this is who we choose, who we're putting our ads out in front of. And this is where we can choose custom audiences, our lookalike audiences. And this is where we can really specify location, age, and gender of who your ads are going to be out in front of, okay? Then we've got the third part of the ad campaign, and this is the ad itself. This is the part that we all see across Facebook, across Instagram. This is the video or the images that we see and the copy of the ad itself. And this is the part that your audience will see, okay? Now, let's get into structure. Now that we understand that there's three different components, let's talk about how people actually set up their campaigns, okay? And this little example is what we would almost call a 1-1-1 structure, okay? And what it basically means is a lot of people just set up their one campaign, which is cool. They choose one ad set, they set up one ad set, and that means they're only choosing one audience, and then they create one ad, okay? For example, one image and one style of copy, okay? And when you set up a 1-1-1 ad, you're not going to get your best results. The results are going to be expensive, and you're not really going to be buying data in the way that you should in order to manage your campaigns, okay? Whenever you set up a 1-1-1 ad, like you're seeing here, we're pinning all of our Facebook ad budget on one audience to buy, and we're only testing one ad. And just to break it down very easily is that if you choose to set up an ad and it only has an image, well, a lot of people won't react to an image ad. A lot of people react to video, for example. This is at a very basic level here, okay? And some people prefer long copy. Some people prefer short copy, okay? Not everybody's going to react positively, and you're not going to get the best results from just choosing one ad to one audience, okay? And this is where you got to set up and structure your ads in the right way so that you can spend your money, test what's working, and like I mentioned earlier, understand when to turn off what's not working and to continue spending or increase your spend on what is working. So if you've been setting up and running your ads and you've been choosing one campaign and one audience and then setting up that one ad and then coming back a few days later and not really getting the results that you're hoping for, or maybe even the results that you're seeing other businesses get, it might be to do with your structure. And so the way that I would show all of my students and the way that I set up and structure my own campaigns and my clients' campaigns is through a structure like this. This is what I would call the 1-3-5 structure. Okay. And this is the model that you want to follow whenever you're setting up your Facebook ads. Now, it might seem like a lot. This might look a little bit overwhelming, but it is super easy to set up and manage. And I'm going to show you exactly how. And let me just talk you through the 1-3-5 model. First of all, you'll still set up your one campaign, your first campaign. But what you're going to do is, instead of choosing one ad set like we saw before here, we're going to have 3 ad sets. And what this means is that we can test 3 different audiences, and then we can see what works and what doesn't work. And if we take it one step further, so we've got one campaign, we're going to be testing 3 different audiences, because before, with the 1-1-1 ad, we were assuming that this audience with this one particular ad is going to work. And this way, we're giving Facebook a structure to work with, and they'll be able to find us, our customers, okay? And with this, we've got our 3 ad sets, so 3 different types of audiences, because we should never assume which audience is going to work best. We let the data tell us. And if you look at this, we've got 5 ads. And if we just look at just the middle ad set here, what we've got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ads all on the right hand side here. And so we've got 5 ads here, okay? And these ads will all be different. They will all vary. So this ad might be a video. This ad below, ad number 2, might be an image. Ad 3 might be a carousel. Ad 4 might be the second image that we're going to maybe test. And ad 5 might be a second video that we're going to test, just for example. But here we're putting out a variation. We're going to put out a variation of copy. We're going to put out a variation of visuals. And then we're going to let Facebook's data that they go get us, they're going to feed that back to us. And that's how we know what to turn on and what to turn off. What is working with this audience, or is the audience itself even working at all? And this way, when we set it up this way, we are buying data, okay? We're buying data. We're not pinning all of our hopes on one audience and one ad. We're buying data, and we're understanding what is working with our audiences, what is actually getting the sales, what is getting the link clicks, what videos are our audiences actually watching and paying attention to, okay? And this way, this is exactly how we know what works and what doesn't work, and it makes managing your ads so much easier. Now, here's like a little rough example of what I set up. This would be an example of like a warm campaign. And I'm going to talk you guys through this and set this up in this free training here, okay? First of all, we've got our, at the campaign objective level, the objective is conversions for sales, okay? This is a warm campaign. Then we've got 3 different audiences here. We've got our social media audience, so we can group together anybody that's engaged with our Instagram and Facebook for the last 365 days, say. What we can also do then is target our email list, an incredible custom audience that you definitely want to set up and run and target with Facebook ads, your email list. And then the third group of audience would be your website visitors. So for example, anybody that's visited your website in the last 180 days. And if we see this here, what we would see is we've got 5 ads on the right-hand side, and we've got a different variation and combination to test here, okay? And whenever you set up these 5 ads, this doesn't mean that you have to constantly run these 5 ads out, okay? What this would mean is you'd be able to run these 5 ads and come back 7 to 10 days later, and maybe you'll find that the image and the video aren't performing well, but the carousel and these 2 ads below are working really well. So it means after 7 to 10 days, you could come toggle this little ad off, toggle ad 2 off as well, and then let Facebook spend the money on the ads that are working, that are getting you those conversions that you're after, okay? And it just helps you manage and understand what's working and what's not working, okay? Now, when I say a 1-3-5 campaign, that doesn't mean that there's only 5 ads. What is actually going to happen is you're going to have 15 ads to start with, because you would have 5 ads coming from this ad set of your email list. You would also have 5 ads coming out to your Instagram and Facebook audience. And then you would have 5 ads going out to your website visitors, your website visitor audience as well. So it would actually be 1, 3. And what you would see here is 15 ads, but for the purposes of making the graph and diagram a bit easier to understand, this is how I'll draw it out. But I'm going to show you exactly in Ads Manager how we would do this and how we would also use the duplicate tool to make this super easy and straightforward. So let's take a look. So what you can see here is that I'm in a blank Ads Manager account. This is my test ad account that I'm using for creating my new program. And I'm going to show you how it's set up the 1, 3, 5 structure for your Facebook ad campaign. I'm going to show you how to use a duplicate tool. So this actually won't take that long at all. Okay. Now there are going to be little buttons that I would usually talk about when I'm talking about setting up your Facebook ad campaign. But today we're just focusing on the structure. So there will be a few things that I skip past. Okay. So we've got our campaign level here. We've got our ad set level and we've got our ads level. So the 3 parts of your Facebook ad campaign that I mentioned before previously. So to get started, you would go ahead and click on create. And the first thing that you're going to choose is your actual objective. Now, remember, this is your goal. What is it that you're wanting from this Facebook ad campaign? Now, 80% of the time, my Facebook ad campaigns are going for conversions. We're going for the sale or we're trying to get a lead. Okay, so I'm just going to choose conversions for now. Don't worry about all these warning messages that are popping up. It's a test ad account here. Okay. So the first thing what we're going to do is name this. So let's say we were setting up campaign and we were doing our warm audiences here. Okay, what we would do is go through and get to the next level. Now where we are is we're at the ad set level. So remember I mentioned before, this is all about your targeting and your audience here. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're just going to name it. We're not actually going to fill in the rest of the Ads Manager to set this up, but we're just concerned about the structure here. What I'm going to do is choose website visitors as the first one. 180 days. So what I would do is fill out this section of the Ads Manager. I would insert my custom audiences of my website visitors. I would choose my placement and all the rest of it, select my pixel and tell Facebook what is the conversion that I'm after, which would typically be sales or leads. Okay, but we're going to get into the next part here. Okay. And so now we are at the ad level, and this is almost the fun part of creating your ads. This is choosing your visuals, whether you're going to use images or video. This is where you'll use your copy. For the purpose of the training, I'm just going to choose an existing post here, and I'm just going to let this run. I'm not too concerned about actually creating an ad because, again, we're talking about the structure, but you would fill this in appropriately for you. But what we would call it is our ad one. And let's say this was an image because it is. What we would do then is go on to the left-hand side and we would click quickly duplicate, like I said there. Okay. This quickly duplicates another ad within this set here. Okay. Within this campaign under the same ad set. So now we're going to create our second ad. Again, I'm not going to create the second ad, but say we were going to put in a video for talk's sake. Okay. I would go in, I would edit this, I would maybe change the copy if I felt the need to, I would change the visual. And again, we're just testing this out. Then I would duplicate this again and say we're going to do ad 3, carousel. I would fill it in, quickly duplicate. Ad 4, let's go for image 2 this time. And ad 5. Let's go for video 2 this time, and just name them as you would understand them when you're going through. Naming everything whenever you're setting up, creating and managing your Facebook ads is super important. It just makes everything a lot easier for you. Okay. So what we would do is we've got, if you can see at this level here, we've got our campaign and we chose the objective for conversions. We have chose our audience. We've selected our website visitors. We would have put that in our custom audiences. And then what we've done is created our 5 ads. So at the minute, we've got a 115 structure. Okay. Remember I was saying everybody was doing a 1-1-1. This is a 1-1-5. So it's better than a 1-1-1, but we don't want to put all of our budget and hedge all of our bets on just this one audience. Okay. Because we might actually get better results from our social media audience. Okay. So what we would do is go ahead and publish. It probably won't let me because I haven't added payment details, correct? But we will go through as if this went live. So you've got your 5 ads here. We've got the variation. Brilliant. We're on the right track here. Next thing what we want to do is then include 2 more audiences just to get started, just so we can see out of our audiences what is actually getting us the best results, rather than assuming the best results are going to come from our website audiences. So what we're going to do is actually go back to the ad set level. So level 2, we're going to go back here. And just like what we saw with that incredible duplicate tool that I kind of brushed over, but I talk about it a lot more in my program, is we would just duplicate this. And when we duplicate this audience, it actually duplicates all of these ads. Okay. So you'll spend time creating these ads. And when you go back to do it for another audience, you can duplicate the same ads for this audience, which is epic. It's a great time saver, really efficient, and it saves you a lot of stress here, okay? So when you get back to the ad set level, you're just gonna wanna go ahead and click duplicate. You're gonna duplicate it within your original campaign. Could make 2 copies, but just to keep it easier, we'll just duplicate the one for now. And then we're at the ad set level. Now we can see here it's automatically create us a new copy. In this one, what we'll do is say we'll do our email list. Okay. And what we would do is go down, we would fill it out, and we would include relevant location, gender, all the rest of it. But again, not doing it here. And I would upload that custom audience. But what we can see on the left-hand side here is that we've got our campaign. So we've got our warm campaign. The overall goal is conversions for all of these. And then we've got our website visitors. And then now we've got our email list. So we have a 1 to 10 structure, if that makes sense. Okay. And all the ads are already duplicated here, ready to go. Took no time at all. Then what we want to do is come back and then just include that 3rd audience. So we get that 1, 3, technically it'll be 15, but we call it a 1, 3, 5 structure. Okay. And again, it's just as easy as the last time. We would choose one of the ad sets again. We would choose duplicate within the original campaign. And here, what we would put is our Instagram and Facebook audiences, and say 365 days, because you can go back as far as a year and retarget anybody that's engaged with your Instagram or your Facebook. And these don't have to be combined, by the way, these can be split up. And now already, very quickly, we have our 1, 3, 5, well, 1, 3, 15 campaign structure, but we call it the 1, 3, 5. And if you look on the left-hand side, we've got 1 campaign and we've got 3 audiences, and each of these has the ads below it. And so now when we go back, if we X out of this, this is what I mean by the 1, 3, 5. We've got our 1 campaign, which is great. Select it, we could look. These wouldn't be in draft and these would be published. And we've got our 3 different audiences here because we filled in the relevant parts in the ad sets. We've got 3 different audiences. And now when we go through to our ads, we have 15 different ads, okay? So when we click on our email list, that should only have 5 ads within here. It's not going through, but we should only see the 5 when we click on it, because they're all in draft here. And it's giving me every error under the sun because I haven't filled anything in, and I have no payment method updated. But that's what you have. This is how you go from setting up your 1-1-1 ad that buys you no data, and you're hedging all your bets on one audience and one ad. And now you're giving Facebook variation. You're giving them a wider audience to work with. They'll spend the money on what works, and then you can come in and manually turn off what isn't working. So then your money, your ad spend goes on your profitable ads and profitable audiences. So I hope this makes a ton of sense for you. Hopefully I didn't confuse. If you have any questions at all, drop me a DM or ping me an email. I would love to chat with you. So if you have any questions at all, just get in touch. And I have my brand new program, Foundations First, how to take your marketing to the next level, coming out real soon. So if this has been help, and if you need more help and you want more help understanding how to set up, create ads that actually work and manage and scale them to success, then stay on my email list because it is launching real soon. Thank you so much for watching all the way through here. And if you find this helpful, feel free to tag and share across any of your socials. Every little share means the world to me and helps me so much as a small business owner. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you real soon.